people would always ask me, which celebrities have you met, what men, and I'd say like, oh yeah, I've seen Justin Timberlake, I've seen Brad Pitt, I've seen all these guys, and really they didn't do it for me except one guy. I know, it's crazy. I'm at my host stand, motorcycle pulls up, helmet comes off. Okay. It's a slow-mo hair situation. My knees start shaking. Slowly walks up and he's like a male triangle, like perfectly shaped, and it's Keanu Reeves.
If there's one thing Keanu Reeves has, it's the ability to charm his fans with his grace and confidence. But these days, even female celebrities have found him just as irresistible.
Is this the chair that Keanu Reeves sat in when he said, if you're not going to fight for your love, what kind of love do you have? Is this the chair?
It's the very chair.
Oh my God.
Everybody has their Jesus in their life. He's her Jesus. Where she has a, I know. It finally gives her a...
Keanu has been a big part of your artistic journey.
Met you on a summer night.
Was that the first time you met in 2011? And did that bring you guys together? And how has he been an influence on your work?
Well, my blushing yet.
Today, we'll be highlighting some celebs who have swooned over him in the past. 1. Charlize Theron. Few on-screen duos radiate chemistry like Charlize Theron and Keanu Reeves. Their connection started with their deeply emotional performances in The Devil's Advocate and Sweet November. Over the years, Charlize has never been shy about her admiration for Keanu. She praises him for his calmness, his empathy, and the way he brings out the best in those around him. Whenever his name comes up in interviews, Charlize's tone changes. There's a spark in her words and a glimmer in her eyes, like someone reminiscing about an unforgettable moment. She often teases him with playful charm during press events, while the two exchange glances that suggest a bond that goes beyond the camera lens. They've walked red carpets together, shared inside jokes, and maintained a friendship that fans can't help but romanticize. Charlize's fondness for Keanu is clear. There's a comfort between them that feels timeless, as if their story was left unfinished on purpose. 3. Ana de Armas. Ana de Armas, who shared the screen with Keanu in Knock Knock and later in the John Wick series, has often spoken about how much she respects him. She calls him generous and thoughtful, someone who always makes others feel valued. When she talks about working with Keanu, there's a warmth that goes beyond routine praise. She lights up, her tone softening as she recalls how considerate he was on set. What stands out most is her sincerity. Ana doesn't speak of him as a distant legend, but as someone who made her feel seen and respected in an industry often defined by ego. She describes him as quietly powerful, capable of commanding attention without saying a word. That calm confidence clearly left an impression, making her one of many who see Keanu not just as a co-star, but as the embodiment of rare grace in Hollywood. 4. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore's admiration for Keanu Reeves runs deep. She has often said he's one of the few people in Hollywood she could never say no to, and her respect for him goes beyond his talent. She describes him as kind, humble, and authentic. A man who treats everyone with the same warmth and attention, regardless of who they are. Her fondness for Keanu isn't the fluttery excitement of a fan, but the sincere appreciation of someone who values character above image. She often points out how grounded he remains despite his fame, how he brings peace into every space he enters. Drew sees in him the qualities that make someone truly extraordinary, not just admired, but deeply respected. 5. Shania Twain. For Shania Twain, Keanu Reeves was her first big celebrity crush, and decades later, that crush hasn't faded. Even after becoming a global superstar herself, Shania still lights up when his name is mentioned. She once admitted that while filming near his trailer, she would pass by just to catch a glimpse of him, laughing at how giddy and nervous she felt each time. Despite her fame and success, Shania talks about Keanu like a schoolgirl reminiscing about her first love. She describes him as kind, quietly magnetic, and completely unaware of how effortlessly captivating he is. Her admiration feels pure and personal, the kind that time can't erase. To her, Keanu remains a symbol of everything that makes a man truly appealing: grace, humility, and quiet strength. 6. Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder's connection with Keanu began during the Gothic masterpiece Dracula. She has always spoken of him with deep admiration, calling him one of her favorite co-stars and closest friends. Their chemistry on screen was palpable, but it's their enduring friendship that has kept people intrigued for years. The two share a unique story that adds to their legend. During the filming of their wedding scene in Dracula, a real priest was brought in to perform the ceremony. Winona has since joked that it might have been legally binding, meaning she and Keanu could technically be married. She loves teasing him about it, and Keanu, ever the gentleman, laughs it off with his trademark modesty. Whether or not that marriage is real, one thing is certain: Winona's affection for Keanu is genuine. It's the kind of bond built on trust, shared history, and a mutual respect that never fades. 7. Kelly Ripa. Kelly Ripa's infatuation with Keanu Reeves has been one of her most charming confessions. As a teenager, she had a crush so intense that she once stole a cardboard cutout of him from a video store. She kept it for years, joking that it became her secret companion. Decades later, when she met him on her talk show, she couldn't resist telling him the story. Keanu, ever humble, laughed and blushed, while Kelly relived her youthful obsession with contagious excitement. What makes her admiration so endearing is that it never faded with time. Even now, she speaks of him as the ultimate dream man, the one celebrity who has remained untouchable and endlessly appealing. Her open affection proves that Keanu's charm doesn't just attract co-stars, it turns fans into lifelong admirers. 8. Sandra Bullock. When Sandra Bullock worked alongside Keanu in Speed, sparks flew both on and off screen. Their dynamic was undeniable, and audiences could feel the connection that neither of them seemed to hide. Years later, Sandra revealed that she had a crush on him during filming, finding it nearly impossible to focus when he flashed that warm, boyish smile. She described him as kind, funny, and genuinely thoughtful, the kind of man who didn't just act charming but truly was. What made their story even sweeter was Keanu's confession that he had felt the same way. Two people liked each other deeply but never acted on it, leaving the world to imagine what might have been. Even after decades, their friendship remains strong, filled with respect and playful affection. Every time they appear together in interviews, that spark still lingers, making fans wonder if the universe missed its cue. 9. Octavia Spencer. Not all of Keanu's admirers fell for him on a movie set. For Octavia Spencer, her admiration began the day he stopped on the side of a highway to help her. Stranded with a broken-down car, she was stunned to realize her rescuer was none other than Keanu Reeves. She recalls the moment with disbelief, remembering how calm and humble he was, even as she stood there flustered and embarrassed. What struck Octavia most was how he made her feel completely at ease. He didn't treat her like a fan or a stranger, but as a person in need. That small act of kindness left a permanent mark on her, one she still talks about years later. For Octavia, Keanu isn't just a movie star. He's the real-life version of the gentleman every woman dreams of meeting. 10. Alice Eve. Working with Keanu on the science fiction film Replicas left a lasting impression on Alice Eve. Playing his on-screen wife came naturally, she said, because he created such a sense of safety and trust. Alice described him as grounded, sincere, and respectful, qualities that made every scene flow effortlessly. Her admiration for Keanu feels refreshingly genuine. Even while promoting the film, she couldn't hide how fond she was of him. There's a softness in her words when she describes his presence, as though he carried an energy that made everyone around him more comfortable. Alice's quiet appreciation adds yet another story to the long list of women who walked away from working with Keanu with far more than professional respect. 11. Suki Waterhouse. In a lighthearted game where Suki Waterhouse had to choose between Jason Momoa and Keanu Reeves, her answer came instantly. She picked Keanu without hesitation, calling him the most attractive man over 50 she had ever seen. Her tone wasn't playful, it was admiring. She talked about his charisma, his timeless good looks, and the way he carries himself with effortless confidence. It was a moment that perfectly captured how universal Keanu's appeal is. To Suki, he represents a rare combination of maturity and magnetism, someone who defies age while radiating authenticity. Her admiration might have been playful, but it came from a place of genuine appreciation for a man who never seems to lose his allure. 12. Carrie-Anne Moss. Few partnerships have defined a generation of cinema like Neo and Trinity. Behind the camera, Carrie-Anne Moss has nothing but admiration for Keanu Reeves. After years of working together through 4 Matrix films, she often says he makes her feel safe and empowered, both as a co-star and as a friend. Carrie-Anne speaks of him with a sense of calm reverence, often describing him as loyal, humble, and deeply present. She credits him with creating an atmosphere of mutual trust that allows her to bring her best to every scene. Their friendship is steady and grounded, reflecting a professional respect that grew into something more heartfelt. Fans sense that their connection mirrors the unspoken understanding of Neo and Trinity, a bond not built on romance alone but on shared purpose and genuine care. In summary, from his leading ladies to global icons, Keanu Reeves continues to be the man who effortlessly balances strength with humility. He is admired, respected, and yes, still adored by women who could have their pick of anyone in the world. Somehow, he remains the one they never quite get over. If you're one of the millions who still think Keanu is the ultimate dream man, share what you love most about him in the comments. Remember to like this video, share it with other fans, and subscribe for more stories about the people who capture our hearts.